Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की कलयुग युगधम नाम संकीर्तन की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायाम् उदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवतीम् उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Śrimad Bhagāvatam, first canto, chapter 10, chapter entitled Departure of Lord Krishna for Dwarka. Text number 20.
今日閱讀聖經報恩樂壇第1篇第10章，主題係 Krishna 主 Krishna 啟程回 Dwarka， 詩字第20。
Anyonyam asit sanjalpa Uttama shloka chetasam Kauravendra purastrinam Sarva shruti manohara Anyoyam asit sanjalpa Uttamah shloka chetasam Kauravendra purastrinam Sarvashruti manohara Anyonyam asit sanjalpa Uttama shloka chetasam Kauravendra purastrinam Sarvashruti manohara. Word to word meaning? Anyonyam, among each other. Asit, there was. Sanjalpaha, talking. Uttama shloka, the Supreme who is praised by selected poetry.
The Supreme who is praised by selected poetry.
Chetasam, of those whose hearts are absorbed in that way.
In that way.
Kauravendra, the king of the Kurus. Pura, capital. Strinam, all the ladies. Sarva, all. Shruti, the Vedas. Manohara, attractive to the mind.
Attracted to the mind.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Absorbed in the thought of the transcendental qualities of the Lord, who is sung in select poetry, the ladies on the roofs of all the houses of Hastinapur began to talk of him. This talk was more attractive than the hymns of the Vedas. Purport. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that all the Vedic literature, the goal is the personality of Godhead Shri Krishna. Factually, the glories of the Lord are depicted in such literature as the Vedas, Ramayana and Mahabharata. And in the Bhagavatam, they are specifically mentioned in respect to the Supreme Lord. Therefore, while the ladies on the tops of the houses in the capital of kings of the Kuru dynasty were talking about the Lord, their talk was more pleasing than the Vedic hymns. Anything sung in the praise of the Lord is Shruti mantra. There are songs of Narottam Das Thakur, one of the acharyas in the Gaudiya Sampradaya, composed in simple Bengali language. But Thakur Vishwanath Chakravarti, another very learned acharya of the same Sampradaya, has approved the songs by Thakur Narottam Das to be as good as Vedic mantras. And this is so because of the subject matter. The language is immaterial, but the subject matter is important. The ladies, who were all absorbed in the thought and actions of the Lord, developed the consciousness of Vedic wisdom by the grace of the Lord. And therefore, although such ladies might not have been very learned scholars in Sanskrit or otherwise, still, whatever they spoke was more attractive than the Vedic hymns. The Vedic hymns in the Upanishads are sometimes indirectly directed to the Supreme Lord, but the talks of the ladies were directly spoken to the Lord, and thus they were more pleasing to the heart. The ladies' talks appeared to be more valuable than the learned Brahmana's benediction.
要知《波迦梵歌》中說，所有偉大文獻的最終目標都是人格守神聖 Krishna。事實上，至尊主的榮耀都記載在偉大經 Vedas、Ramayana 和 Mahabharata 等偉大文獻中。聖典《波迦梵》是專門歌頌至尊主的巨著，因此當女士們紛紛上到烏魯朝王首都的各個房頂上談論有關至尊主時，他們的談論比偉達經讚歌更讓至尊主高興。讚美至尊主的頌歌都被稱為偉達讚歌 Shruti Mantra， 在 Gaudiya 使徒傳承 Gaudiya Sampradaya 中有位名叫Thakur Narottam Das 的靈性導師，用簡單的孟加拉語編寫了很多歌，但同一個師徒傳承中的另一位博學的靈性導師 Acharya Thakur Viswanatha Chakravarti 承認塔庫爾尤勒斯特馬斯特寫的歌與偉達讚歌一樣好。之所以這樣，是主題使然，言語並不重要，主題才是重要的。所有專注於談論至尊主的思想與行為的女士們，都藉着由至尊主的恩典，發展出了具有偉大智慧的超然意識。因此，這些女士雖然在梵文或其他方面不如那些博學的學者，但她們談話的內容比偉達讚歌更有魅力。Upanishad 中的偉達讚歌有時間接地在談論至尊主，但站在樓頂上的女士們都是直接談論至尊主，所以聽起來更能讓心靈感到滿足。女士們的談話看來比博學的 Brahmana 的祝福更有價值。
Hare Krishna. So in this particular section, we are hearing that Lord Krishna is departing for Dwarka, and the ladies of the Kuru kingdom, they have assembled on the rooftop and they are talking amongst themselves.
咁呢個詩詞就講述到咧 Krishna 咧去到Dwarka，而喺呢個地方嘅女士們咧就紛紛咧上到佢哋嘅樓頂上面咧，裏邊係有大家之間係有談話嘅。
And what they are talking, they are glorifying the qualities and attributes of Lord Krishna.
咁佢哋係講啲咩咧？講下有關於至尊主 Krishna 佢嘅活動咧，同埋佢嘅逍遙時光。
So it is said that their talks are more attractive than the hymns of the Vedas.
咁有咁樣講法咧，就話佢哋之間嘅談論嘅內容咧，就比讚歌裏邊嘅詩歌咧係更具有吸引力。
Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that sometimes in Vedas, the Lord is indirectly glorified.
喺呢個詩節裏邊咧，聖巴哥哥就講述到咧，喺一啲個偉大經裏邊咧，裏邊就講述係間接地咧係講述有關於 Krishna 嘅。
But ladies are glorifying Krishna directly.
但嗰度嘅女士們咧，全部咧都係好直接咁樣去榮耀至尊主。
And therefore, their talks are more attractive than the hymns of the Veda.
因此佢哋嘅談話內容咧，係比偉大經裏邊嘅讚歌咧係更具吸引力。
It is our observation that sometimes the follower of the Vedas are caught by the flowery word of the Vedas. It is our observation that many times the follower of the Vedas are caught by the flowery words of the Vedas.
咁咧就係得到一啲嘅結論啦，或者係觀察咧，就係研究《偉大經》裏面嗰啲嘅追隨者咧，佢哋咧被裏面個《偉大經》裏邊呢啲嘅措辭咧、考語咧係所吸引嘅。
They are more attracted towards the promises made by the Vedas for getting heaven and good birth.
佢哋係比較係受吸引啦，因為咧《偉大經》裏邊咧係點樣能夠給予人們咧係一啲好嘅出身啦，同埋係點樣去到天堂嘅。
Lord Krishna also warns Arjun in Bhagavad Gita, Yam imam pushpitam vacha pravadanti avipashchitaha. Lord Krishna also warns Arjun in Bhagavad Gita.
咁喺《國不梵歌》裏邊咧 ，Krishna 咧亦都係希望阿 Arjuna 咧。
Krishna says that do not get attracted by the flowery words of the Vedas.
就對阿 Arjuna 講，唔好咧係被呢啲偉大經裏邊嘅美麗嘅措辭所吸引。
Those who are attracted by the flowery promises of the Vedas are called avipashchita or unintelligent. Unintelligent. Not intelligent.
咁Krishna 講述咧係被偉大經裏邊嘅措辭花言嘅措辭咧係所吸引咧，佢哋係比較冇咁有智慧。
Those who are intelligent, they look for Krishna.
對於一啲更有智慧嘅人嚟講咧，佢哋係會找尋 Krishna 嘅。
And not for the material pleasures.
亦都唔會咧係會追尋一啲物質上嘅享受。
The question arises why Vedas offer material pleasures.
咁因為點解咧人咧係希望咧係有得到物質嘅快樂。
And why not Vedas offer Krishna directly?
咁點解偉大經唔係去跟隨住 Krishna 所講嘅嘢咧
The entire Karmakanda section of the Vedas offer different fruits.
喺偉大經裏邊咧係唔同嘅部分咧，咁係講述有關唔同嘅果報嘅結果嘅。
As a result, many get bewildered.
咁因此咧，有好多人咧係被呢啲嘅好嘅結果咧係所吸引住嘅。
So why is it so that Vedas do not offer Krishna directly but offer material fruits?
咁點解偉大經咧唔係直接咧點解偉大經咧係會講述有咁多嘅果報活動咧，而唔係去直接係講述有關於 Krishna 咧？
The reason is that there are most of the people want to enjoy.
原因就係咧，大部分嘅人咧，佢哋希望得到希望係享受。
We have come to this material platform because of the enjoying tendency.
我哋嚟到呢個物質嘅層面咧，就因為我哋係有呢個享樂嘅傾向。
And we want to enjoy separately from the Lord.
我哋亦都係希望咧係遠離自尊主咁樣去享受嘅。
Now this enjoyment can be of two types.
咁呢一種嘅享樂咧有兩種啊。
One is the legal enjoyment and another is illegal enjoyment.
有一種咧就係合法嘅享樂，另外一種咧係不合法嘅享樂。
One can enjoy by performing pious activities and one can enjoy by performing sinful activities.
有啲人咧係能夠透過虔誠嘅活動咧，係得到一啲嘅合法嘅享樂。咁對於另外一啲人咧，佢哋用一啲嘅罪惡嘅方法咧，係去享樂嘅時候咧，咁呢啲咧就係不合法嘅享樂。
And when one enjoys by sinful activity, he is further subjected to the results of his bad actions.
咁一啲咧係透過罪惡活動咧所得到嘅不合法嘅享樂嘅時候咧，佢哋就會受住一啲嘅業報嘅因果。
So therefore Vedas have this Karmakanda section.
因此咧，偉大經咧就有呢個 Karmakanda 嘅部分。
So Vedas say that yes, you can enjoy, but do not enjoy sinfully.
咁呢偉大經咧係容許人咧係去享樂，但係咧就唔好咧係喺呢個罪惡中嘅情況之下享樂。
Although enjoyment is not the goal of the life, but still those who are carried away by the thoughts of enjoyment, they are being provided with the Karma Kanda section.
雖然咧係感官享樂咧就係可以嘅，咁但係咧一定要跟隨住經典裏邊所講嘅方法咧係去享樂嘅。
And there are many people, when they become frustrated by repeated enjoyment,
咁有啲人咧係因為係受住一啲嘅唔正當嘅享樂嘅方法咧，佢哋咧感到沮喪。
so they become philosophical.
咁因此佢哋就係會變得哲學性嘅。
They start looking for answers to the questions.
咁咧就係要開始要去回答佢哋嘅問題啦。
They have questions like, who am I?
佢哋咧就開始有個問題就話：我哋係邊個咧？
What is my purpose of my existence?
咁我嘅存在目的係咩咧？
And why am I suffering?
咁點解我會受苦？
And why I am suffering after repeated steps that I am taking up for pleasure? Still I am suffering.
咁我係將就喺呢個享樂途中點解會受苦咧？
I am trying so hard for pleasure. I am doing many things for pleasure, but I am not getting pure pleasure. Whatever pleasure I am getting, it is mixed with suffering.
咁點解我會想用盡所有嘅方法去得到享樂嘅時候咧？而呢種享樂咧就唔係純正嘅享樂，而喺享樂當中係有受苦咧。
In fact, in this world, the pleasure and pain cannot be separated.
其實上咧喺呢個世界裏邊咧，受苦同埋享樂咧係唔會分開嘅。
They are two sides of the same coin.
咁佢哋係一個好似一個銀有兩邊嘅狀況一樣。
One cannot enjoy pure pleasure.
咁即係話一個人咧唔能夠咧係得到純粹嘅快樂。
So the person starts to inquire,
因此人咧就會詢問啦。
and then he lands on the Jnana Kanda section of the Vedas.
因此咧佢就會去研究有關於偉大經嘅思辨嘅部分。
And then they aspire for liberation.
因而咧係渴求得到解脫。
When someone aspires for liberation,
咁當一個人咧係渴求解脫嘅時候咧，
when one becomes frustrated from material life, then they aspire for liberation.
咁呢個人咧係喺物質生活裏邊咧係沮喪嘅時候咧，佢哋就希望得到解脫。
But still they do not want to surrender to the Supreme Lord.
咁但係呢個情況之下，佢哋都唔會咧臣服於至尊主喎。
So gradually they are being imparted some knowledge through the agency of Vedas.
咁因此咧，佢哋係得到咧喺《八達經》裏邊嗰啲嘅教導咧係會專注喺呢方面嘅教導。
Through the Jnana Kanda section of the Vedas.
呢個咧就係《八達經》裏邊嘅思辨嘅部分。
So we can see that Karma Kanda facilitates enjoyment,
卡瑪根達咧就係會造就我哋咧係得到享樂嘅。
and Jnana Kanda facilitates liberation.
咁思辨嘅呢個部分咧係令到我哋得到解脫。
And in both the cases, the rebellious mentality of the living entity continues.
咁喺呢兩者咧嗰個人嘅裏邊嘅思想咧係繼續緊。
And therefore, although Lord Krishna is glorified in the Vedas, they are unable to see.
咁因此咧係偉達經咧，佢哋係去會榮耀至尊主啦，咁但係佢哋就睇唔到呢一部分。
So it appears as if Lord Krishna is indirectly glorified in the Vedas.
因此睇嚟咧就係至尊主咧係被偉達經咧係間接地去描述嘅。
Because of our rebellious tendency, we have fallen to this material platform.
由於我哋嘅反叛嘅傾向咧，我哋就嚟到呢個物質嘅層面啦。
And therefore, we want to avoid Krishna.
因此我哋咧係去想盡辦法咧係遠離 Krishna。
So although the purpose of the Vedas is to know Krishna,
雖然咧偉達經嘅目標咧就係要去明白到 Krishna。
we try to derive everything from the Vedas except Krishna.
咁咧，但係佢哋係喺偉達經裏邊咧係所睇到嘅咧想睇到嗰啲咧就係會睇嗰啲，但係咧有關 Krishna 嘅咧佢就唔睇啦。
And therefore, in the words of the Vedas, Krishna consciousness does not look very clearly, does not appear very clearly.
因此話就經裏邊咧有關於 Krishna 知覺嘅提到咧，就唔係咁顯眼同埋咧係多嘅。
So although Bhagavad Gita says Vedesya sarver ahameva vedyo, Bhagavad Gita says Vedesya sarver ahameva vedyo, the purpose of the Vedas is to know me.
雖然咧係喺呢個國不梵歌裏邊講述咧，偉大經咧最終咧係要去明白我即係 Krishna。
But still we are unable to see Krishna.
但仍然咧我哋唔能夠咧係見到 Krishna。
Lord Brahma also says Vedeshu durlabham adurlabham atma bhakto. For the followers of the Vedas to understand Krishna is very difficult.
對於主 Brahma 嚟講咧，佢就係話一啲係追隨住偉大經嘅追隨者咧，佢哋係好難係去明白 Krishna。
In fact, when Vyasadeva wrote the Vedas, compiled the Vedas,
實際上當Vyasadeva咧去編撰偉大經嘅時候咧，
and the Puranas
同埋 Puranas
and the Mahabharata,
同 Mahabharata，
still he was depressed and frustrated.
咁佢仍然咧係感到沮喪。
If the writer of all these literature is frustrated, then what will happen to the reader?
咁既然編撰嗰個人咧都感覺到係沮喪咧，咁何況一啲讀者咧？
And he was unable to find out the cause of his frustration.
咁佢亦都唔能夠咧係點解佢揾出佢沮喪嘅理由喎。
And then Narad Muni appeared.
咁之後咧，那拉多摩尼咧就出現啦。
And then Narad Muni made him realize
那拉多摩尼咧就讓佢呢個覺悟到。
that although you have compiled the Vedas, written Mahabharata and Puranas,
咁雖然咧你係有去編撰好多嘅偉大經啦、Mahabharata 啦同埋 Puranas 啦，
you have very indirectly glorified the Supreme Lord Krishna.
咁但係喺裏邊咧你係間接地咧係去榮耀 Krishna。
And that too in very less amount.
咁同埋咧係份量同埋數量都好少啊。
And now you must compile Śrimad Bhagāvatam.
咁現在咧你要去編撰聖典嗰個
And you must directly glorify the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna.
咁你呢度咧就係要直接地咧係去榮耀主 Krishna。
And then you'll achieve satisfaction.
咁你就能夠得到滿足啦。
So it is said that in his complete spiritual maturity, Vyasadeva compiled Śrimad Bhagāvatam.
咁咧就Vyasadeva咧係去編撰住聖典《Bhagāvatam》咧係一個好成熟嘅一個嘅經典。
Many times people say that Vedas have different subject matter.
咁喺好多人講咧，偉大經有好多唔同嘅呢個題目。
There are different Puranas dedicated to different deities.
咁就喺唔同嘅 Purana 咧，就係講述唔同嘅神像啦。
But there is a very famous verse quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita.
喺《Chaitanya Charitamrita》咧有一個好著名嘅詩字。
Vede Ramayaneschaiva Purane Bhagavate Tatha Adyo Madhye Cha Ante Cha Hari Sarvatra Giyate. This verse is Vede Ramayaneschaiva. In Vedas, in Ramayana, in Mahabharata, Adi means in the starting, Madhya means in the middle, and Ante means at the end. Only Lord Hari is glorified.
Which is in the front?
In Mahabharata, in Ramayana, in Vedas, in all the Vedic literatures.
喺偉大經裏邊咧係Ramayana啦，就 Mahabharata 啦，同埋所有嘅偉大嘅經典啦。
In the starting, in the middle, at the end, everywhere Lord Hari is glorified.
咁喺每一個嘅中間啦、開始啦或者尾咧，都係去榮耀 Krishna 嘅。
So, but if Lord is glorified everywhere, why can't we see Him?
咁但係既然至尊主咧係喺每一個嘅經典裏邊咧，都係有描述到啦、榮耀到啦，咁點解我哋見唔到佢咧？
So there is a very interesting lesson given by Srila Gauragovinda Swami Maharaj.
咁係Gauragovinda Swami Maharaj咧，佢就係好精彩咁解釋到。
So once he was giving class on one particular chapter of Śrimad Bhagāvatam.
當佢咧當馬拉書咧就係講述咗關於聖典報講學堂裏邊嘅其中一個嘅詩節嘅時候咧，
And the verse was talking about the Saptarishis,
當佢講
the 7 stars.
咁咧就係講述有關於7個星。
So the verse was talking about the 7 stars.
咁啊呢個詩節咧係講述有個7種嘅星 stars。
7 stars. So Maharaj said, what are you seeing?
咁你諗住啲乜嘢咧？
The devotee said that this verse is talking about 7 stars.
咁咧奉獻者就話回答啦，呢個詩節講述有關於7種嘅星星。
This verse is talking about the cosmos
咁啊講述有關於宇宙
and the universe.
同埋整個嘅宇宙。
So Maharaj said, are you not able to see Krishna?
咁啊馬拉說話，你睇到Krishna 咧？
Each and every page of Śrimad Bhagāvatam is revealing Krishna.
咁喺馬拉就話啦，喺聖典報講學堂裏邊嘅每一篇每一章咧，都係講述有關於 Krishna 嘅。
But you are not able to see Krishna?
但係你又睇唔到 Krishna 咧，
You are simply seeing the 7 stars,
你只係睇到呢7種嘅星
only the cosmos,
同埋宇宙咧，
only the universe.
只係全世界。
Are you not seeing Krishna?
咁你有冇諗到咧係有呢啲詩節係同
And then he told a story.
咁咧跟住就講個故事俾我哋聽啦。
So when Lord Krishna went to Mathura,
將主 Krishna 去到 Mathura 嘅時候咧，
his parents and his gopis and gopa friends, they were very much aggrieved.
咁佢嘅父母啦，牧牛姑娘們咧，佢哋全部都係好悲傷。
They were feeling pangs of separation.
咁佢哋咧係因為同 Krishna 分離咧，咁就係感到痛苦同埋悲傷。
Although Mathura and Vrindavan are not too far,
雖然 Mathura 同埋 Vrindavan 唔係咁遠啫，
but neither Krishna was coming to meet gopis nor gopis were going to meet Krishna.
咁但係 Krishna 咧有冇去到去 Vrindavan 見嗰啲牧牛姑娘啦，同埋牧牛姑娘們咧亦都係冇去 Mathura 見 Krishna。
And why Krishna cut off all connections with the gopis?
咁點解 Krishna 咧同所有嘅牧牛姑娘咧係斷絕來往咧？
Because there were constant attacks by Jarasandh and other demons. Other demons.
Krishna
Why Krishna cut off all the relation with the gopis? Because in Mathura there were constant attacks by Jarasandh and other demons.
咁因為咧係當時 Dwaraka 咧就係有好多嘅惡魔啦，同埋 Jarasandha 就係攻緊呢個城市。
And if these demons will get to know that Krishna has some connection with Vrindavan, they will attack Vrindavan also.
咁如果佢哋知道 Krishna 咧同 Vrindavan 係有一啲嘅聯繫嘅時候咧，咁呢啲惡魔咧就會去攻擊 Vrindavan。
So therefore Krishna externally cut off all connections with Vrindavan.
咁因此咧 Krishna 咧係外在地咧係同Krishna 同 Vrindavan 嗰啲嘅居民咧係斷絕來往。
But internally he was always contemplating on Vrindavan.
咁但係內在咧 Krishna 咧時常咧都係諗住 Vrindavan。
So just to console the gopis and his parents,
咁只係想去安慰佢嘅父母啦，同埋嗰啲牧牛姑娘們啦。
Krishna sent Uddhava.
咁 Krishna 咧就係派咗 Uddhava。
He said, Uddhava, you are very dear to me.
佢就 Krishna 同 Uddhava 講：你咧就係對我嚟講係非常之鍾愛嘅。
And only you can go and console my friends and relatives.
咁只有你咧先係能夠同我替我去安慰我嘅父母啦，同埋我嘅親戚朋友。
And Uddhava also thought that yes, I am a disciple of Brihaspati.
咁Uddhava 咧就係話咧，好啊，我都係Brihaspati 嘅門徒。
And I am very learned.
我哋有學識啦。
And they are simple villagers.
咁佢哋只係呢啲普通嘅 村莊嘅人啫。
I'll give some presentation and they'll understand.
我話同佢哋講少少嘢，佢哋就會明白㗎啦。
So he thought that I'll go in the morning, I'll come back by evening.
咁佢諗住咧，朝頭早出發，黃昏就翻嚟㗎啦。
So he went with great confidence.
咁佢就係好有信心咁樣去 Vrindavan 啦。
And then he could not come back for months together. He could not come back for months.
咁但係卒之咧，佢又好多個月咧都冇翻到去做家頭。
And when he came back, he was half mad.
當佢翻去做 Raka 嘅時候咧，佢就已經咧係好似即係唔係好有理性啊，或者係少少瘋狂啊已經。
His clothes were torn apart. His clothes were torn apart.
佢嘅衣服咧就已經咧係爛晒啦。
His entire body was smeared with the dust of Vrindavan.
佢整個身體咧都係被呢個 Vrindavan 嘅塵土咧覆蓋住。
Krishna inquired what happened.
Krishna 就問佢：你發生咩事啊？
You went with great confidence,
咁你又好有信心咁樣去 Vrindavan 咯。
but you're coming in this situation.
你翻嚟就係咁樣嘅。
And Uddhava admitted that I cannot compare my devotion to you with the Brajvasis.
咁咧就係Uddhava就講啦，我唔能夠將我嗰啲愛心咧同嗰啲嘅村民們咧係作比較。
My devotion and my love for you is just like a drop.
我對你嘅愛咧，係同埋奉愛咧，只係好似一滴水咁少嘅啫。
And their love and devotion for you is greater than the ocean.
但係佢哋對你嘅愛咧，就比海洋中嘅水咧仲更加多。
So what exactly happened?
咁發生咩事咧？
So when Uddhava went to Nanda Bhavan,
咁當Uddhava去到一個
Nanda Bhavan,
Nanda Bhavan，
so he saw there was a lake.
咁佢見到一個湖啊，
He inquired,
佢就問啦。
and Brajvasis told that this is filled by the tears coming from Nanda Bhavan.
咁咧就係嗰啲人咧問佢哋嘅問題嘅時候咧，嗰啲人咧個眼咧已經係流咗眼淚出嚟。
Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda are simply weeping for Krishna.
咁咧就係Nanda Maharaj 同埋咧Yashoda媽媽咧，佢哋就係因為想念住 Krishna 而哭泣。
As a result, the pond got filled with tears.
因此咧，呢個湖咧就係被佢哋嘅眼淚咧係覆蓋住。
And when Uddhava went inside, he saw that Nanda and Yashoda were simply weeping and crying.
咁當佢咧Uddhava去到屋裏邊咧，只係見到Nanda Maharaj 同埋Yashoda媽媽咧，佢哋兩個咧都喺度哭泣緊。
And in the kitchen there was a stove,
咁喺呢個廚房裏邊咧係有啲爐灶。
and then there was spider net cobwebs all over the stove.
咁喺呢啲嘅爐灶嗰度之間咧，充滿晒蜘蛛網。
He inquired, "Don't you cook?"
咁就去問啦：你哋有冇煮飯㗎？
Yashoda said, "For whom will cook?
我哋為咩嚟煮飯咧
Krishna has already left.
？Krishna 就走咗啦。
For whom will cook?"
我哋要煮咩飯嚟俾邊個咧？
So when Uddhava saw the devotion and prema towards Krishna, he got bewildered.
咁咧Uddhava咧見到佢哋對 Krishna 咁多嘅愛咧，Uddhava咧就係感覺到好迷茫啦。
He tried to console them.
咁佢希望佢其實想去安慰佢哋嘅。
He said, "Nanda Maharaj, why are you crying?
咁就問Nanda Maharaj 點解你喊咧？
Don't you know who is Krishna?
你唔知道 Krishna 喺邊咩
Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead.
？Krishna 係至尊人嘅守神嚟喎，
He is Vishnu.
佢係 Vishnu 嚟㗎，
He is omnipresent.
佢咧就係遍全萬有嘅，
He is omnipotent.
同埋咧係充滿晒力量嘅。
He is omniscient. Omniscient.
Omniscient,
All knowledgeable.
同埋咧係充滿知識嘅。
You simply meditate upon him.
你只係冥想佢就得㗎啦。
And simply by meditation you can get his realization.
咁如果你只係冥想住佢，你就得到佢同佢嘅聯繫㗎啦。
He is the maintainer of the entire universe.
佢係整個宇宙嘅維繫者嚟嘅。
So why are you crying?
咁點解你要哭泣咧？
Nanda said,
話啦，
He said, Uddhav, you are a fool.
佢話 Buddha 話你真係傻仔，
You don't have intelligence.
你都冇智慧，
You are saying that my son is God.
你話我個仔走咗，
He's the maintainer of entire universe.
佢係整個宇宙嘅維繫者，
He needs to eat at least 8 times a day.
佢要一日裏邊食8餐嘅。
And if he doesn't get food, he start to cry.
如果佢唔食嘢咧，佢就肚餓就喊噶啦。
And you are saying he is God? And you are saying that he is God?
咁你就話佢係神，
He is not God.
佢唔係神嚟㗎。
When the cat meows, he takes shelter of his mother.
咁當一個貓仔係喺面前嘅時候咧，佢個貓媽媽咧就會攬住佢噶啦。
And he become very frightened.
咁咧就會好驚啦。
And you are saying he is God?
咁你諗住佢係神，
And even if you let us assume that he is God,
就算你係當佢係神啦，
then Uddhav, you have come here to pacify us,
咁你就嚟到我屋企嚟安慰我哋，
or you have come here to increase our pain.
咁還是係嚟到咧係想增加我哋嘅痛苦咧？
We were thinking that our child has gone.
我哋諗住咧就係我哋個仔就唔喺度。
Now you are coming here and telling that child has not gone, God has gone.
咁咧你就話俾我哋聽，我哋個仔冇走，不過咧神就走咗。
Say if I have a kartal,
得啦。
what we call kartal,
如果我哋有一個嘅卡條咧，
if I have a kartal
卡，
and if I lose the kartal,
如果我就唔見咗個卡嘅時候咧，
so it was brass kartal, made up of brass,
咁咧呢個卡係由銅做噶嘛，
not very costly,
唔好貴啫，
maybe $100 to $200.
就係100到200蚊度啦。
And if somebody comes
如果有人嚟嘅話，
and say,
就話啦，
don't worry,
唔好擔心，
the kartal that you have lost,
你嗰個唔見咗個卡咧，
it was not brass kartal,
唔係一個銅嚟嘅，
it was golden kartal.
係一個金色嘅，
And it was worth $5,000.
就係價值5000蚊嘅。
So will my pain decrease or increase?
咁我嘅痛苦會減少還是增多咧？
So earlier I was thinking that my child has gone.
咁早前我就話我嘅兒子係走咗。
Now you're telling that that God has gone.
咁而家你又話神就走咗啦。
So what kind of pacification you're doing?
你咧係給予我哋咩嘅安慰咧？
So you are a childish.
咁你就係
You don't have intelligence. You don't have intelligence, Uddhava.
咁咧你都就話你都係冇乜智慧嘅。
So why Uddhava was not able to understand the devotion of Nanda and Yashoda?
咁點解都就話咧佢哋唔理解到Nanda Maharaj同埋Yashoda之間嘅裏邊嘅愛咧？
Because the reason is sometimes we are not able to see things as it is.
因為我哋咧唔能夠咧係用我哋嘅眼睛咧係睇到真正嘅事實嘅。
When our eyes got illuminated.
當我哋咧眼係睇到有啲事物嘅時候，
When we are too intelligent,
如果我哋太過係有智慧嘅時候，
when we have too much knowledge of the Shastras,
咁我哋係對呢個經典好多嘅
when we have too much Vedic knowledge,
我哋對偉大經好認識啦。
most often we forget to see Krishna.
我哋好多時咧就係會忘記咗 Krishna 嘅。
So Gaur Govind Maharaj gives the example
咁因此 Maharaj 咧就係俾咗一個例子咧講樣。
that there are certain things that we can see only in darkness.
咁即係話有啲嘢咧，我哋只係喺黑暗之中咧先睇到嘅。
Light is the great obstacle.
咁光咧其實係一個嘅障礙。
So Krishna Chandra can only be seen in darkness.
Krishna Chandra 咧只係喺夜晚咧先至見到嘅。
And the sunlight of Vedic knowledge
咁呢個偉大經嘅陽光咧，
is a great obstacle to see Krishna.
就係一個好大嘅障礙咧，係睇到 Krishna。
And therefore sometimes we see that there are many followers of the Vedas.
咁我哋好多時睇到偉大經嘅追隨者咧，
They have lot many knowledge.
佢哋咧唔係有好多知識，
They know many Siddhantas.
佢哋好多認識好多士丹茶，
But they forget to love Krishna.
但係佢哋咧係 Krishna.
So it is said that therefore the words of Upanishads and Vedas indirectly takes one to Krishna.
咁因此咧喺有咁講咗就係偉大經裏邊咧有啲嘅詩節啦，同埋裏邊嘅內容咧，都係令到人咧係遠離咗。
Vedeshu durlabha adurlabha atma bhaktau. Lord Brahma says in Brahma Samhita that the knowledge of the Vedas is the great obstacle for understanding Krishna.
咁主 Brahma 喺 Brahma Samhita 裏邊有講到咧，就係喺偉大經裏邊咧，好多個詩節裏邊咧，都其實係一啲咧係去認識 Krishna 嘅一啲嘅障礙嚟嘅。
But one can understand Krishna simply by devotion.
咁人咧只係行愛心咧，先至能夠咧係睇到 Krishna。
Once Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was going to south,
有一次咧就主長太爺Mahaprabhu咧係去到一間屋。
there was a Brahmana who was an illiterate.
咁有一個婆羅門咧，佢係唔識字嘅。
He was simply seeing Bhagavad Gita and crying.
佢哋只係見到咧係嗰班梵高咧就喺度哭泣啦。
And people were making fun of him.
咁啲人咧就喺度笑佢啦。
People were telling that if you are an illiterate, why are you trying to read Bhagavad Gita?
咁你既然都唔識字，做咩要睇嗰班梵高咧？
And then when Lord Chaitanya saw him,
咁主彩蛋日咧就見到呢個人。
he felt pity upon him. He felt pity, he felt merciful.
咁咧主彩蛋日咧就對佢咧係有憐憫心。
He asked Brahmana that why are you crying?
佢問呢個婆羅門點解你喊咧？
And when you are illiterate, why are you trying to read?
咁如果你係唔識字，點解你要睇呢本書咧？
And the Brahmana said that my Guru Maharaj has ordered me to read Bhagavad Gita.
咁呢個婆羅門就話啦，我對嚟聖讀書咧，叫我去睇聖典國家。
So although I am illiterate, I am trying.
咁雖然我咧就係唔識字啦，但係我又喺度喊。
And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired, why are you crying?
咁就問點解你喊咧？
He said that when I am seeing that Lord Krishna, who is the proprietor of entire universe, has become a charioteer.
咁咧個婆羅門就話啦，我睇到呢本嗰個梵歌裏邊嘅書裏邊嘅圖畫咧，就睇到至尊主咧，佢係整個宇宙嘅維繫者。咁但係而家咧，佢就係成為一個嘅車夫啊。
He has become a charioteer of his dear devotee.
咁佢咧成為一個佢親愛嘅奉獻者嘅車夫。
And simply by this scene, seeing that this scene, my heart becomes melt.
當我就只係睇到呢個嘅圖畫咧，我個內心咧係融化啦。
How great the Supreme Lord is!
咁至尊主係幾咁偉大嘅咧？
He becomes charioteer for his devotee.
佢係為咗個奉獻者咧，成為佢嘅車夫。
One name of Lord Krishna is Achyuta.
咁Krishna 有個名叫做 Achyuta。
And Achyuta means one who never falls down.
就係話一個人咧永遠唔會墮落嘅。
And never falls down from where?
佢就係永遠唔會從邊度墮落咧？
Never falls down from showing loving affection to his dear devotee.
就係話佢永遠咧唔會從愛佢嘅奉獻者呢個層面咧係跌落嚟。
And therefore Lord Krishna's name is Achyuta.
咁因此咧 ，Krishna 咧就被稱為 Achyuta。
So when Lord Chaitanya heard
當主宰太爺聽到
the realization of this Brahmana,
咁呢個婆羅門嘅講述嘅時候咧，
he congratulated him.
咁就主宰太爺咧就恭喜呢個婆羅門啦。
He said that you have really understood Bhagavad Gita.
就係話你咧其實係實際上咧明白到嗰個梵歌。
The entire knowledge of Bhagavad Gita has become revealed to you.
咁整個嘅嗰個梵歌裏邊嘅教導咧，已經係揭示咗俾你啦。
Because you have developed the loving sentiments towards Lord Krishna.
因為你對主 Krishna 咧係有一種嘅愛嘅感情。
So the purpose of the entire Vedas is to develop loving sentiments towards Lord Krishna.
因此咧，偉大經裏邊嘅最終目的咧，就係要去對 Krishna 咧係產生咗感情。
And talks of the ladies of Hastinapur were filled with the emotions for Lord Krishna.
咁喺啲核心嘅部裏邊咧，所有呢啲女士咧，佢哋所講嘅説話咧，全部咧係對 Krishna 咧係有感情同埋愛心。
And therefore this talk was more attractive than the hymns of the Vedas.
因此佢哋之間嘅談話咧，係比偉大經裏邊嘅讚歌咧係仲更有吸引力。
Hare Krishna. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय.
I have a few questions. please, Prabhu. Okay, I want to understand, when one had enough of this world and suffering, which is the earlier part you taught, one turns to the Lord, but still cannot surrender to the Lord. Can you explain what is surrender to the Lord?
Yeah.
有啲人咧就係喺呢個生活層面當中咧係有痛苦啦，咁佢哋咧係點解喺呢個時段咧係唔會向至尊主臣服咧？
So Mataji, I told that if somebody, say most 99.99% people, they are involved in sense gratification.
咁正如有講述到咧，係90%幾嘅人咧，佢哋係會有呢個享樂嘅傾向。
Only a very few get to realize that even after trying to enjoy, I am getting suffering.
咁只係好少數嘅人咧，就係因為係得到快樂之後，或者係得到沮喪咧，先至係會諗呢樣嘢嘅。
And then they start to inquire.
咁咧就因而去詢問嘅。
They start to inquire about the purpose of their existence.
咁因而咧係會去問有關於佢存在嘅目的啊。
In fact, the Vedanta says that when one starts to inquire about his existence, the human life actually begins.
咁特別大經裏面講述咗啦，如果一個人咧去問有關於生命嘅問題嘅時候咧，佢哋嘅靈性嘅就開始啦。
Athato Brahma Jigyasa. That is called Athato Brahma Jigyasa. So, out of many those who are inquiring, not everybody will surrender to the Lord.
咁但係有咁多個人當中去詢問人生嘅問題嘅時候咧，好少有一個咧係會去追尋或者係臣服於 Krishna 嘅。
Only those who are fortunate and those who are blessed by the devotees will get the devotional service.
對於一啲咧係好幸運嘅咧，又或者係得到奉獻者嘅祝福嘅時候咧，佢哋咧先至會去了解有關於 Krishna 嘅。
If they have some kind of bhakti unmukh sukriti, you know what is sukriti? Bhakti unmukh sukriti means some kind of indirect bhakti performed. So then they may get the chance to associate with pure devotees.
咁如果佢哋內心當中咧係有啲嘅係間接嘅奉愛嘅活動嘅時候咧，佢哋先至會有一啲嘅機會咧係去開始直接咁樣去做奉愛服務嘅。
And then they'll develop the mood of surrender.
咁因此咧喺呢個階段，佢哋先至開始係去培養臣服呢種嘅情緒或者係感覺。
Otherwise, an average jnani, although inquires about the questions of life, but does not surrender.
但係對於一啲嘅思辨嘅人咧，佢哋係雖然係得到啲知識，咁但係佢哋咧係都唔會去臣服於 Krishna。
Excellent, thank you. One more? Actually, two more. Okay, the pain of separation. You talked about the story about Krishna, leaving the gopis and Vrindavan so that, to protect them. So is this particular point that you talked about the gopis, is this the pain of separation? Is this why they became the most dear devotees to Krishna?
Yeah.
OK， 我話即係嗰個痛苦離開pain of separation。咁Prabhu 就講咗一個古仔話 Krishna 係離開咗 Gopi 同埋咧唔去 Vrindavan， 因為有啲demons 唔知點樣講中文 demons 嚟即係跟住佢啦，佢又唔想傷害嗰啲 Gopis 同埋Vrindavan。咁係咪呢一個古仔就係開始啲 Gopis 就係嗰個感覺嗰個 pain of separation， 所以因為呢一個情形整到佢哋係最第一嘅 devotee of Krishna 咧
So our entire philosophy, the Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy, is focusing on the separation part.
咁高啲 Vaishnava 嘅歷史裏邊咧，佢哋係集中於係分離之情嘅。
Because in separation, one is most intimately connected.
因為咧喺分離當中咧，佢哋係感覺上咧係更加親近嘅。
The apparent reason why Krishna was not coming to Vrindavan is because of the demons.
咁喺外在嚟講咧 ，Krishna 唔去 Vrindavan 就因為有好多嘅惡魔咧係喺度。
There is another reason why gopis were not going to Mathura.
咁點解高皮們咧佢哋唔去 Mathura 咧？
Because of Rasabhas.
因為咧係呢個 rasa 嘅
Rasabhas.
rasa path。
Rasabhas means gopis have a kind of emotion to Lord Krishna, and the residents of Mathura has a very different kind of emotion to Lord Krishna.
因為咧高皮們咧係對 Krishna 嘅愛咧係同呢個 Mathura 裏邊咧人咧係對 Krishna 嘅愛咧係唔同嘅。
So if gopis will go to Mathura, they'll not able to digest the way Mathura Vasis deal with Krishna.
因此咧，高皮們咧去到 Mathura 咧，佢哋唔能夠咧係去以 Mathura 呢啲嘅愛嘅情緒咧係去睇 Krishna 嘅。
But these are all apparent considerations.
咁呢個咧都係一啲嘅外在嘅考慮。
The real consideration is that the separation enhances the love to the greatest degree.
因為咧分離之情咧係將呢個愛嘅感情咧係提升到最高嘅。
And therefore there was this separation.
因此咧佢哋係分離緊。
And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in our Gaudiya Parampara, we are also the aspirants of that Parakiya Bhav and in loving emotion in separation.
朱佐坦爺咧，佢喺呢個裏邊咧，亦都係講述到最高嘅愛咧，就係分離之情。
Because in separation there is highest level of intimacy.
因為咧，分離之情咧係愛之中係最高嘅。
Even when they are together, they are not able to relate. There is one example. There is one story, or rather, I'll say, when somebody, say for example, when there is a boy and a girl, and they love each other.
咁例如有個男女咧互相愛慕啦。
So when they are together, so they do not think much.
咁如果佢哋喺埋一齊時候咧，就唔會話係想念好多對方嘅。
But then if they are separated,
但
they
係
are
分開嘅時候咧，
they are constantly thinking about each other.
佢哋就係永恆即係恆常地咁樣去想住大家。
If man is married to a woman,
如果係一個結婚嘅男士咧，
so the intimacy that they have
咁佢哋之間嘅親愛嘅程度咧，
is not as much as
就唔及
when they were unmarried,
係唔及佢哋係未結婚嗰陣時。
and that too when they were separated,
咁但係佢因此佢哋就係分開啦。
and they were trying different ways how to unite.
咁佢哋咧就係跟住用好多方法咧，就係點樣去能夠復合。
So we see in Lord Krishna's pastime that he is trying different ways to meet Radharani.
咁因此咧 ，Krishna 咧係用好多嘅方法咧係嘗試咧係去配合 Radharani。
And when Krishna went to Mathura and Dwaraka,
咁當 Krishna 去到 Mathura 同埋 Dwaraka 嘅時候，
he was not able to sleep also.
佢都瞓唔着。
Constantly he was thinking of Brajvasis and crying.
咁佢喺個內心咧時常咧諗住咧係關注嗰時嘅。
So therefore, if you want to understand the mood of Lord Krishna, we have to go through this Lord Chaitanya's agency.
咁因此我哋咧係去明白 Krishna 嘅時候咧，我哋咧係要透過主宰反應。
Then only we'll be able to appreciate the relation between Krishna and gopis perfectly.
因此咧，我哋喺呢個方式咧係能夠明白到 Krishna 同高皮們之間嘅關係。
And this mood is not available in any sampradaya.
咁喺其他嘅生活態度裏邊咧係冇呢啲嘅情懷講。
It is the unique product of Gaudiya Sampradaya.
咁就只係高啲生活態度咧先係有呢種嘅情懷。
Thank you. Hare Krishna. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.